Now, again, I stress I'm Christian Science, but I'm no doctor, but I believe you're pregnant.
You would be right, miss. That is absolutely correct.
Now, how far along when's the baby due?
In December, so I'm about 7 months.
Mm-hmm. December what? Like early?
Mid, yeah, like mid-December.
Mid?
Early to mid. Well, and amazingly, they do define their own time. I have to sort of sit back and...
Because this is your second.
Yeah.
So, and was the first one early, late, what?
Early, a couple of weeks early. So we'll see what happens. I'm trying to pace myself, but I've been very lucky.
The dad is Ben Harper, who I love, the singer Ben Harper. Okay, and the first one is how old now?
3. He just turned 3, Ellery.
Wow. Ellery, that's a great name. And turned 3.
Yeah, I can't believe that,
I know.
right?
I can't believe it either.
It's shocking.
Yeah, and now what's he like? Is he good? Is he wild?
He's amazing. He's...
Well, he's
just
a boy. You know how you
pure
hear
boy energy.
Yeah.
And we just came from a friend's ranch in Austin, Texas, and he got to run around and see, you know, nature, which he was obsessed with, and
he doesn't see that here. Where do you keep him in
it's a
apartment or something?
We're in the depths of Hollywood, and he sees, you know, wildlife, but it's slightly different than in Texas. But he was just blissed out, you know. He was so happy. It was slightly disconcerting for his mother, who was trying so hard to be the cool, groovy mom who was going to pick up the wild frog and go see the boar, and I just was not there for him.
You weren't interested in the frog?
I'm highly interested. But I realized when I have always called myself an animal lover that there are pet animals and then there's animals.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten the animal thing down.
Well, a frog would be more like a reptile, and that's a slimy kind of thing that most people don't like. And does he like the lizards and the little bugs and all that?
Yeah. Mommy, I found a tail. Look, it's a tail. It came off the lizard. Maybe Buddy ate it, our dog. You know, fascinated. I'm, you know, just absolutely horrified and not serving a motherly
or maybe he
purpose.
just yanked the tail off of something. Maybe
it's running around.
He's not knowing how to catch things quite.
Right.
But that's the first thing you teach him is to just grab the tail and yank
and
it.
Just pull it off.
Yeah.
It's not, so.
But so he likes all the little things. Does he keep them in jars, thinking that'll stay?
Not yet.
Okay.
He's not there yet, but I know it's coming soon because we actually he had his first day at school and they had snails and he was able to let the snails crawl on him and I'm hyperventilating. I can't. I'm not good with all that.
What kind of school does he go to that they're putting snails?
He was covered thousands of snails all over his body. Then I walked in, couldn't find him.
It's a school of snails that he goes to.
Yeah. It's
now
really
in Jurassic Park, you didn't seem to be scared of any of that stuff.
Right?
You're an amazing actress.
It's the beauty of acting, isn't it?
You completely were believable that you weren't scared of any of that stuff.
Paleontologist, but she liked dead things. She liked things that are no longer existing, which is probably what I would do if I were, you know, involved in animals.
Really? Just dead
studying
bugs.
Things that
the study of dead bugs.
Yeah. If somebody said you can study sharks, they don't exist anymore, I'd be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fascinating thing to study, I would think.
Yeah. As long as they're not around.
Right. Yeah. Here's what they did before when they were here.
They won't get you now.
Now, and so as a kid, were you probably just knew you wanted to act as a kid. You weren't into any of that stuff.
I bypassed all of that. And whether it's like girls or just that I was obsessed with acting. But even at a young age, actually when I was like 7, I guess about 7, and I'm pausing because I'm realizing that this is such an odd experience to like have a girlfriend and you're on a talk show talking to your girlfriend. So I'm thinking, I'm probably being redundant. You've heard this story before, but I guess that's okay.
I haven't heard your first acting story.
Okay, good.
No, I'll stop you. I'll say I've heard that. Tell them something else.
All right, good. This is boring to me.
Yeah, yeah. But I have a book I can read. You just go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, guys, Ellen's heard this. But my parents were both working. It was my summer vacation, and my dad was working on a film with Alfred Hitchcock, and my mother was working on a film with Martin Scorsese, and I got to go back and forth between both locations, and they wonder why I became an actress.
Right.
That was like the most extraordinary experience. So I became obsessed, and my mom was, I think, concerned as a woman in film, you know, that it would be a sort of hard life for me, and definitely against the whole idea. But I pushed and pushed.
Well, and I'm so glad that you did. You're so well, and everything. You're so amazing. And I was telling somebody today about Citizen Ruth, which was a really small movie that you did, but you're so good in Citizen Ruth. And this movie, we'll talk about after the commercial, but this movie is amazing. We'll be right back after this break.
Okay.
We're back with Laura Dern. Well, you told him. That is such a good movie. And that's Mark Ruffalo, and it's Peter Krause and Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
And what a great, were you, I mean, you and Mark together are fantastic.
It was just, I mean, just complete bliss. You know, people say, God, it's really emotional material. Is that hard, et cetera, you know? But you just, it's everything you want. So you have such a voracious appetite that all four of us to have parts like this, we were just having the best time of our lives being up there and working in Vancouver. And
Is that where that was shot? It was beautiful. It was,
yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a very emotional and, you know, heavy, and especially the contrast between the two homes of how you lived and how Naomi Watts and Peter Krause lived.
And I just love, I mean, nobody's getting it right. It's such a pleasure to be part of a movie and to see movies where it's human behavior. It's not about anything but real life and what we're all struggling with. And betrayal comes in all kinds of forms in relationship, and how to learn to communicate and consciously behave in a partnership is, I think, what the lesson of the film is for the people in it. For the characters.
It really is. It's so good, and you're so good, as I said, in everything. But and was it hard for you to watch certain scenes of yourself because you were so intense in that?
It is. I mean, one thing I know we have talked about in terms of Citizen Ruth, actually, which is around the time we first met. I know, for me, it's the thing I love the most, playing really challenging people, to find empathy for them and to understand them and all of that. But then when you see the movie and you're outside of the experience of it, you know, they're messed up folks, the people I play. And I love it, and it's a great challenge. And sometimes you think, God, I can't believe I'm actually this person doing these things.
Playing this very unlikable character. All four people are, I mean, it's weird to watch a film that you don't like any of them.
Yeah, it's incredible, right?
But it's amazing. You can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thank you for being here,
Thank you
Laura.
so
Look for Laura
much.
Dern and We Don't Live Here Anymore. And one more thing right after this. Thank you so much.
Hi, Laura.
Hey!
I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you, too.
Last time you were here, you were pregnant.
I was very pregnant, in fact.
So
like
how old
popping.
is the little thing that...
She's 2, the little thing that came out.
That came out of you. She's 2?
She's 2.
Wow.
I know.
I can't believe it's been that long since I've seen you.
I know.
So you have a 2-year-old and
And a 5-and-a-half-year-old now.
he's a boy.
Yeah.
And his name is?
Ellery.
And then you got married to Ben Harper. Since
Yes.
then you were with Ben, and now you're married.
Yes. Oh, there
Brilliant
he is
musician
now.
Ben Harper.
Beautiful Ben Harper.
All right. So what's the? So and the little boy is now. He was into frogs and stuff before.
Yes.
And he is into what now?
Well, he's gone into the 5-year-old obsession with larger life, snakes, now into dinosaurs, fascinated with dinosaurs. Ever obsessed. In fact, he came home very recently from preschool and said, Mommy, you are not going to believe it. There is a movie about dinosaurs. It's called Jurassic Park. I said, oh, Ellery, that's fantastic. And I sort of didn't know how to get into the whole thing of knowing about the movie.
You kept it from him? He loves dinosaurs, and you don't say, I'm in a dinosaur movie?
No. I believe lying is sort of a conscious path towards parenting. No, I let him know that I knew about the movie and that I was in it. And of course he wants to see it, but it was Steven Spielberg, who is a dear friend, who suggested that, I told Ellery a lot about it, and Ellery was really excited, but also suggested it might be slightly traumatic for your 5-year-old son to see you being chased by a T-Rex.
Yeah,
so we're going to wait a little bit longer.
Well, your parents were both actors, and Diane Ladd and Bruce Dern, and were you traumatized? Did you see them in a movie that was...
Oh, by the movies. I wondered where you were going with that. Just merely by the childhood.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
None of my
that's
business.
Another conversation.
Totally different show.
Yes, in fact, at about Ellery's age, I remember watching television with my mom, and she was flipping the channels, and there was this image of Betty Davis holding a hat box at the top of the stairs, and Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, and out rolled my father's head.
How old were you?
5.
Not good.
Basically, we really, that sums it all up.
Yeah, not good.
It was traumatic, but I was quickly put on the phone with my father so he could tell me he was
okay.
all put in one piece and things were good.
Wow, and that didn't scare you to not go, or maybe that encouraged you to go into acting, that you could?
I mean, I quickly learned about acting and play and what it meant and imagination, but it was a slightly traumatic. Maybe that's why I pick often unusual
Yeah.
films. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
You pick brilliant films. Everything you've been in, every time you're here, I just, they're not the mainstream things, but if you look for them, if you find the films that, the one that with Mark Ruffalo that I loved you so much in.
We Don't Live Here Anymore.
We Don't Live Here Anymore, which was fantastic. I love. They're all small, brilliant things. You're an amazing actress. All right, we have to take a break, and we're going to talk about something we did together, which was a lot of fun. 10 years ago. Weird.
Like right now.
10 years ago, right now. All right, we'll be right back with Laura Dern. We're back with Laura Dern, my friend, who we were just talking, it's crazy. I've never really talked about this on the show before, but like 10 years ago, April 30th was when I did the coming out episode on my sitcom, and Laura I met at a birthday party, and I just thought she was so great, and I just loved her, and I asked her to play the part of the girl on the show, and she said yes, which was huge of you to do, because I think a lot of actresses maybe wanted to do it just for the attention, but it was a risky thing for you to take that role, right?
Well, first let me say it was an extraordinary experience and opportunity, and really an honor to get to be there alongside you at that moment. You're such an incredibly remarkable actor, first of all, I want to say, because it's so true. But to be a great comedian, we know to be authentic and also to be in your truth and to make it great emotionally and everything else. That was just so incredible to work alongside you. But with that said, you were honoring your own voice, and I got to be a witness to it. So that was extraordinary. And, and it was very interesting because it was an exciting time, and we had an amazing experience, and there was certainly backlash, I guess, that we all felt from
But see, I'm just learning this about you right now. I had backlash. I didn't work for 3 years. I didn't have one phone call, one person answering my phone for 3 years. But Laura, I just learned, she had just been nominated for an Academy Award. Her work was amazing, and she didn't work for a year and a half after that episode just because she was on my show. I had no idea.
I must say, it was radical. It was radical because we look now at something that would be completely the norm on television, which is the great news, and you were the pioneer of that. So that's the gift. But the challenge is in the moment, where the hell did everybody go?
Yeah.
It feels awfully terrifying.
Yeah.
I even wondered if I should call you. I was like, do we call each other?
Yeah.
Like, it all became just terrifine. But the other thing
I'm sure you wanted nothing to do with me ever again. Like,
no, I wanted to hang out. You were the only one I could hang out with. But the other amazing thing was I also did receive extraordinary letters. A couple not so nice letters also, but some really extraordinary letters from families who felt that you had given them an extraordinary gift, and I got to be part of that. So I have immense gratitude.
Well, I just wanted to say, because I really didn't know that happened to you. And, I'm grateful every single day because, I just have always wanted to make people happy and feel good and laugh. That's all I've wanted to do. And so every day that I'm on this show and every single day that I get to be in people's living rooms and make them happy and make them feel good, it's like I'm grateful because I didn't get to do that for a long time. So I love that I get to do that now and that things have changed. And I'm sorry that happened to you for a while, but I'm so happy that you're
That's my
back.
gig. That's my job too. It's in its essence, it's not about tolerance. Tolerance being that we each have our own experience, our own way of experiencing life and learning to love and create family and all of those things. And there are moments that we're given an opportunity to watch and witness somebody express themselves. And that's what I want to do as an actor, and try to pick films and things that have that subject matter, but to be witness to it and have it be real for you. I was so moved by the experience. And so pay great
Thanks.
homage
Well,
to
thank you for being a part of it with me. And it's just crazy. We were saying it seems like 10 minutes ago, not 10 years ago. Yeah. It's crazy that it was 10 years ago. But anyway, obviously, that I'm not really gay. The whole thing was just a... Yeah, it was a publicity thing. I'm not really. You guys, nuh-uh, no. Hi, Laura.
Hi.
You have not been here in 5 years.
I can't believe
I can't
that.
either.
And first of all, I'm actually kind of tearing because I'm so moved that you got all those amazing things.
Isn't that cool? I know. I know. It's like the most fun we have all year doing these shows and watching people's faces when you tell them what they're getting. It's really fun for us. It just it's the greatest feeling. So we love doing it. And I have to say, anyone who doesn't already know this, but I just like bringing it up because we go back a long, long way. And you actually were on my coming out episode. You were the girl that I came out to on my show, and I was so honored to have you on the show. You were so brilliant, and thank you for doing that. Again, I will thank you forever for doing that.
It was really one of the great experiences, both acting with you and getting to be part of that part of your story and just this incredible moment of historical television.
Well, I'm proud to that you. I just love that you did it. Thank you for doing it.
We had so much fun.
We did have so much fun.
It was so awesome.
It was like it was history. It was really good.
It was so
really
cool.
good. And your kids are how old now?
They're 7 as of yesterday, my daughter, and 10, my son.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how's that happen?
It's insane.
How's that
'Cause
happen?
They were, I think I was pregnant. I feel like I was pregnant 10 minutes ago, so I don't even get it.
Yeah.
I don't know how
that can't be.
Yeah. So there must
I
have
know
been a
that.
time.
And now, do they understand fully what you do for a living, or are they so used to? I mean, the posters of you around town are kind of intense.
They're intense, and let's put it this way, I hope they understand because we were just in New York and the posters were like on every street corner, so my kids would walk past them completely unfazed, and it's an image of me looking hysterical.
Yes.
And my kids are like, oh yeah, Mom. So if they don't know what I'm doing, that means I look just like that to them
all the time. All the time. Well, you grew up, I mean, of course, your dad is Bruce Dern, and your mom is your mom on the show,
yes.
Diane Ladd. And so you grew up in this business, so you must know sort of like what to do or what not to do raising kids in this business.
I mean, I feel like I'm learning and making mistakes every day, but with that said, I certainly had certain hard moments in my childhood that I hope I can help them avoid. I mean, we know that the story of paparazzi is kind of interesting and keeping them sort of away from feeling in the limelight. I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to go to Toys for Tots every Christmas, and I'd go with her, and it was amazing to be part of it. And I remember once going with her, and they took a picture of us, and the next thing I knew, it was all over the tabloids because when they took the shot, I was nervous and a child and blinking. And so the shot, I'm like, this, and it says, Diane Ladd in agony over daughter's pot addiction. And I was 11 and really innocent and didn't know what pot meant. I was like, what do they mean? I didn't know pot addiction. The whole thing was so terrifying. So I just hope no stories are created or that my kids ever have to be, sort of.
It's not fair, and it's getting more intense with kids. I think that's worse than, and it's one thing for us because we're adults and we can handle it. We know what's happening, but it's not fair when you see what's going on with celebrities and their kids.
Yeah,
because they didn't ask for that, and they're too young, and there should be a law that you can't take a picture if they're under 18 or something because it really isn't fair.
Yeah, it's insane. I agree. In Europe, in France, they're always very polite and they make sure they ask the kids to be out of the picture. And
really?
They're very respectful in France to us always, but it doesn't always work that way.
Not here. No. I mean, I hear stories about when you go to like nursery school or kindergarten, and they're like climbing over the fence to take pictures of the kids.
Totally, outside the school.
It's not fair. All right, let's talk about Enlightened, which is, you are so good in it, and this character, it just breaks your heart because you're so real that you just are like, don't do that. Why do that? Because your intentions are so good, and you're so good, but you're an executive producer as well, right?
Yes.
And Mike White,
yes,
who is fantastic.
So
I love
fantastic, and I feel like the good news and the bad news is I learned from you because I watched you do it so seamlessly that I thought it was that easy, and it's not. And she made it seem like it was just the easiest thing in the world. And also, I thought, wow, we've been working like 21 hours and no one's clapping. This wasn't like the Ellen Show.
No.
I don't know. Where's our audience? And it was a completely different experience. And amazing because you have, some creative control, and that's incredible. And I love this character.
Tell people what it's about, just so they understand what it's about.
My character, Amy, we start with seeing her as you did on the poster. She has a bit of a meltdown in her corporation that she's worked for at a low to mid-level for probably 15 years. And things don't go well. So she has a nervous breakdown in front of everyone. And this show is about her trying to find her way towards using her voice and having a more conscious life. But like Lucy, as we all grew up kind of loving someone who you're just in agony knowing they're about to make a giant mistake again, she has major pitfalls constantly.
Well, you're just an honest person. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
You're an honest person in this corporation that doesn't care about honesty. And it's really, really good. You're
much.
fantastic. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank
I love
you.
watching it. I know. I'm so lucky. I have great people
I
every
know.
single day. They're happy every single day.
So happy.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Well, they're extra happy today because, last time you were here for a 12-day show, and you get so emotional.
I was weeping.
Yeah.
I get so excited for all of you, and then your faces, and you're excited, and then I start crying, and I don't know what you're gonna get, and now I'm starting to tear up.
Yeah.
It's so emotional.
I know. I love it. It makes me very happy, too.
Well, you create the spirit of
yes.
business.
Well, it's I
Ellen
created the
DeGeneres,
entire. All me.
It is you. In fact, I have my kids' Christmas list, which remind me to give you before I leave.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, so
Let
you
me know
can-
what they're looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
How old are they now?
My daughter is 10, Jaya, and Ellery is 13.
And I have met, I've met both of them a long time ago, but
Well, you've met Jaya.
yes, Jaya has been here.
Jaya's been here, and I told her I was coming to Ellen. She's like, yeah, I know her really well, Mom. And I said, really? I know her too, Jaya. She said, well, I go to the show a lot. Like, she's let me come, and I watched when Taylor Swift was on, and I did this, and I did that. And she hangs out with her friend, whose mother works here on the show. So she's like, I know Ellen, like, we're really close. Like, she talked about my outfit I was wearing last night. And I got so possessive of our friendship. How lame with my own daughter. I was like, Jaya, I know Ellen really well, okay? We've worked together, we're very close. I've known her for years.
So you're fighting with your daughter.
Yes.
Wow.
So we both love you,
That's,
great deal.
well, that's really sweet. Does your son love me as much?
He does. He really
Okay.
loves you as well.
I'm trying to get the whole family involved.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I like it.
It's very important to me that they all love me equally.
Yes,
You know,
I like that.
I'm in this business after all. I need the approval from every single person. So your kids they seem to really like you. They're not like Reese's kids who seem to be embarrassed by everything she does.
I heard she talked
Reese
about that.
Witherspoon was here the other day, and she literally said her son was like, your lipstick on your coffee cup is so embarrassing. Like, how is that embarrassing?
Well, it's been going well, but it's starting to shift. Like, one game that was seemingly always fun is when we stop at a light and someone next to us in a car looks very unhappy. I like to help support their transition.
What do you do?
So I roll the window down, I'm like, oh my God, it's such a beautiful day. Can you believe what an amazing day, right? Like, no anger, let it go, it's awesome. And they're in such shock that you're crazy seeming that they kind of go, oh my God, that woman's insane. And suddenly they're happy. And my kids loved it, and now suddenly they're like, Mom, this is so embarrassing. You really seem insane to people. So I've had to shift out of that fun game.
You know what it does probably? It makes them realize they're not as crazy as they feel, that because you're crazier than them, and then they drive off. That's what it seems to do for them.
It works.
Yeah, but it is a sweet thing to do. It is crazy, but it's a sweet
Yes.
thing to do that you care about someone's spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, well, good
Crazy
for you.
sweet.
Crazy sweet.
Yeah.
You can be crazy and
Yeah.
sweet
Hey,
as long as it's
thanks,
not hurting
Ellen.
anybody. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing.
Okay.
Your son Ellery also, I just heard about this. This is so rare that this happens. He got stung by a stingray.
Yes.
Here in Malibu?
In Santa Monica.
I didn't
And
even
it
know we had
was
stingrays here.
Brutal. And the pro surfers around him were like, dude, you've been initiated. This is awesome. And then one man leaned into me and said, who's a friend, get ready. This is men's childbirth. And within 2 minutes, like, the level of pain is so severe.
What he stepped on it, or it went, and where'd it go?
He was surfing, and so he stepped on it, and the stinger goes into the foot. It's not fun.
No, and that's just so rare. I mean, I know people that surf every day, and that's never happened.
I know.
Wow, but he's okay now.
He's doing
What happens when
amazing.
that happens? What do they do for that?
Well, I you know, people say, like, everyone on the beach is like, pee on your son, you gotta pee on him. And then like another surfer comes along, he's like, no, you're crazy, that's jellyfish. Like, everybody panics and is throwing out advice. No one knows what to do. But it's hot water with vinegar,
Okay,
just so you know, if
So-
it's gonna happen.
so you just have that at the beach handy?
You have it handy at the beach.
Yeah, just
And
a bottle of
soak it,
vinegar
yeah.
and hot water.
I will always bring it to the beach.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
So you pee, if it's a jellyfish thing, you pee on
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. See,
All right.
Our rules
See
now,
what
guys.
you've learned today. It's takeaway. It's
in
all
Southern California.
It's
You
really
gotta know
good.
the rules.
Yeah. So the movie is wild, and it's based on the book. It's a true story, and you play Reese Witherspoon's mother, which is hilarious because you're about 6 years older than her.
Yeah.
So how did that feel?
Well, it was amazing actually, in that, you know, Cheryl Strayed has written this most gorgeous book, Wild, and she's such an incredible, beautifully honest author and voice. And so to tell her story was amazing. And her relationship with her mother, which she shares in the film, she says, my mother was the love of my life. So it's gorgeous just to be part of that love story. Is that she was still practically a teenager having a child, and they had a very close relationship, even went to college at the same time. And so perhaps us being peers made it feel more familial and a deep friendship. And we tell the story through flashback. So I worked a lot with an 8-year-old, Cheryl, Reese Witherspoon as an 8-year-old, and she is played by Cheryl Strayed's actual daughter, Bobby, who's named after her grandmother, Bobby.
That's fantastic. It's a beautiful story, and you're a beautiful actress. Everything you do, you're so authentic, and I love watching you act. You know that. I'm a huge fan.
And no better actor have I ever gotten to work with than Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, we had a fun time together.
We did.
So we have to take a break. We'll come back and talk about your new CD. I didn't know you had a CD.
Oh,
but
so
but
exciting.
Wild is in theaters now, and we'll talk about that. And if I can convince you to play something, maybe we'll be back.
Amazing.
The only holiday album you'll ever need, Volume 1. So I'll give you this.
Oh my
And-
God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna. Yours is called Dern Tootin'. That's very clever, Dern Tootin'.
I tried to make it funny.
Right.
You know, 'cause-
So, and I know you're musical. I did not know you played the flute. And the whole thing is, the entire thing is flute?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, some Native American flute just to shake it up a little bit.
Right.
But I've loved it my whole life, and a lot of people didn't know that I played. And
Do you
get
do
nervous,
you write this,
but-
or is this like I wouldn't even know a flute song? But did you write?
No, there are covers, but also
Okay.
I compose a little bit. But it's
Okay.
not my greatest gift. But I love playing, and I felt like in the
I
holidays.
love the flute. It's
nice.
beautiful.
I'm so
Come on.
proud. And I'm
It's
playing.
here. Play.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I gotta get over this.
What do you
And
mean you
she's
gotta
so supportive. I mean, being nervous playing because we've just been in the studio, so.
Well,
I
close
haven't
your
been-
eyes so you don't see us.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
And I've been playing my whole life, but this is my first record, so thank you for letting me talk about it.
Which one are you playing? Long Stretch of Love?
Yeah.
play
well,
that.
oh, should I do that one?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm nervous. Wait, I get dry mouth because I get excited to come and I get nervous on Ellen. So let me just. You have to have wet lips to play. Okay. Should I have a mic on this?
That's how you play it, like that?
Well, you start, you get
I thought
movement through it.
Okay.
And then I feel like maybe I should play a different song. I have
All right, play whatever you want,
the
but that's
single,
not,
if you will,
okay.
is
I've seen people in orchestras and they never put their whole mouth on it. But
Oh no. Well, based on Native American flute,
Uh-huh.
you have to wrap the lips around it like this.
right,
So you can even get words going through.
right.
This song is
What-
called Dern,
wait,
Tootin',
wait,
Rootin',
what's the
Scootin',
name
and
of the
Tootin'.
song?
Dern, Tootin', Scootin', Rootin', and Flutin'.
That's the name.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
I'm so moved to get to be here with all of you and share this extraordinary
I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so and like Oprah said yes right away. I saw you at my birthday party and I asked you to play that part and you right away said yes.
Yes.
As well. And what do you remember about that when you think back?
I remember, just listening just now to the two of you, I remember the same bliss of getting to be part of supporting you and this moment, and what a privilege and an honor it felt like. And I didn't think twice. And it's so amazing that the three of us never talked after about all the things we went through and shared, because it was only after I'd said yes and we were starting it that I started getting calls, which were so shocking to me, of friends and colleagues, even gay friends and colleagues, saying, "Are you sure you want to do that? That seems scary. Are you worried?" And I didn't have a worry at all.
You were like, worried about what, right? Yeah.
And
so,
and then you were punished as well. You didn't work for a year just because you were on that show.
yeah.
And you're not even gay, but people thought you were gay.
Yes.
I mean, I hurt straight people through this. I'm hurting everyone. Like, it was unbelievable that when I talked to you after that you were punished as well and not able to work. But the thing about that you were so comforting in that scene, because, saying I'm gay, gay people, just for you straight people out there, gay people don't just go around saying I'm gay, because you don't need to. For the people that know you're gay, so no one says it. So for those words to come out of my mouth for the very first time, to say I'm gay, even rehearsing it, I would burst into tears every single time.
I have to say, just watching the clip, it made me so emotional, because of all the things I feel privileged to experience in my life, as a human, but also as an actor, there's no greater gift than being the person that was with you and looking in your eyes as you said those words. And when we did rehearse, you even whispered to me at once, maybe I'm not going to say it because I haven't said that out loud. And watching you have this catharsis or ritual, and the audience support, and us sort of literally holding each other. I remember kind of holding each other up through this very emotional moment. It was so profound, and I feel so blessed that I got to be there and witness that.
Well, thank you for being there for me, because it really was a charged moment. It was really amazing. And people, so I mentioned that people assumed you're gay. I don't think they do anymore. You got married. Not that it means anything. A lot of people get married just to pretend. But you were married and have kids. And of course, you and Gail are still in a relationship, right?
I think me being on that show didn't help that situation at all. I mean, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Just stoking the fire. Yeah.
I want to take a moment to say how incredible to be sitting between the two people who've walked us toward our truth in such extraordinary ways. What a blessing to have been part of this and be here to celebrate the bravery to remind people to be who they are. And whatever the consequence is of doing that, it brings everyone with you when you're willing to be that true to yourself. And that's extraordinary.
I love that fact that you sent me a text. Oh, okay, tell them the text you sent me. I thought it was funny. I hadn't thought of it that way.
We were texting the other morning, and and I said, it's so weird, because 20 years ago, on my show, you were a talk show host, and I was an actress, and now 20 years later, I'm a talk show host, and you're an actress. And
I said, aha moment, aha moment.
But speaking of actress, when you came over you brought your girls, and you came over to visit me at the house in Montecito, and you were on your way back to shoot The Immortal Life of Henrietta
Lacks, yes.
And I watched it last night, and it is fantastic. It's on HBO, and it's such a great story. And I should have asked you then. I felt like I should have known who that is, but I didn't know who it was.
But now you do.
Now I do, and it's a fascinating story.
That's why I did the movie.
Yeah, it was
now you do. Thank you.
fantastic. Congratulations.
What a happy place.
It's a happy place.
It's happier than Disneyland.
Yes,
I gotta
it is.
tell you, it's like
we've taken over as the happiest place on earth.
You have.
That's what we are. All right, so congratulations on your year. I mean, what an amazing year you're having.
Thank
you.
you.
Won an Emmy for Big Little Lies.
Thank you.
But you've been nominated many times before, including for the Coming Out episode, which
Thanks to you. Thanks to the privilege.
Yeah. So We had the anniversary show, well, last season. It seems like the other day.
I know.
And what a great night. So afterwards, we all went out, and Oprah, and we went to dinner, and then came to my house afterwards, and what a night.
One of the great memories. There's nothing like, you know, kicking it, kicking your shoes off, sitting at your fire, you and Oprah. And I remember sitting there, I was like this, and you said at one point, so, you know, when you're interviewing people and you're sitting there, and she's like, yeah, what does that feel like for you? And then at one point, the two of you looked at me like you were gonna go, and what is that? Anyway, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? But I mean, these goddess icons that I got to sit and just hang with and talk about life and share our radical experiences together of that moment in support of you.
And how things have changed so very, very much. But anyway, thank you for being a part of that. Again, I will thank you for the rest of my life.
I will thank you.
And I am so happy for you because you're so amazing, and you're getting, you know, you were in Twin Peaks again that came back this year, and now Star Wars. You're on the cover of the Elle Women in Hollywood issue, and you look fantastic. You look great. Congratulations on that. And that was just the other night, right?
It was last night, and it was an extraordinary experience, perhaps more than ever, to have this shared space and a tribe of women and artists talking about this industry and ultimately, therefore, talking about sexual harassment in the workplace. And a very interesting thing happened this morning, which was I woke up and realized that in that space I talked about how I was one of the lucky ones because I was raised by actors who told me their stories and told me what to look out for. And I realized that I was still justifying behavior. And it was my mom who said, no, 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 Laura, that was sexual assault. That was harassment. That was assault. No, you were 14 then. And you realize how, in our culture, how we have justified and therefore even condoned behavior as though it's the norm.
Yeah.
And I felt very moved by people being honest and direct.
Reese was very honest, and it was really, you know, I want to say brave because it is brave to come out and talk about it, but it's so important and so necessary, and there should be nothing but truth coming out, and more women need to speak up, and
there was no one there who didn't say they'd had the experience. The most exciting part of it is in moving forward, we talked about the forming of a commission, which Kathy Kennedy presented. So to have a place that you can feel safe, even anonymously, to reach out and say there's an abuse of power here and there's something is not okay.
Yeah, it's long, long overdue, but at least it's happening now. So I'm so happy that it's finally happening. So, what can you tell me about Star Wars without being arrested?
This is when this interview gets really interesting. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. It's very secretive. You're in it.
It's so secretive. I am actually in it. I did have the greatest experience of my life. I felt like I was 7 years old again. And Rian Johnson even keeps telling this really embarrassing story, our amazing director, about how when he got in the editing room, and I do have weaponry in a scene. Okay, I have said that. He literally heard me making sounds because I'd only done it in my room in childhood, and on camera, you hear me then going, pew, pew, pew. It's like so embarrassing. But, you know, it's Star Wars.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
It was so embarrassing, but I was so excited to be there that I really did think I was at play. It was crazy, beautiful.
Oh, my God. So there you are. That's your character.
That photo?
Yep.
That's exciting.
That's what we have.
See, I am in Star Wars.
Yes.
I told you guys.
So your kids must think you're very, very cool. You got to work with Carrie Fisher and
The amazing Carrie, who we all knew was just the most wildly forthright and incredible, authentic being, and taught us so much about that.
Yeah, she was great. All right, we're going to take a break. You and I are going to play 5-second rule. Yep, we'll be back. We're back to Laura Dern. All right, that was a little bit of the trailer for The Last Jedi. You are one of my favorite people, so it is fun to play a game with you that you are frightened of.
I'm so
and it is called 5-second rule. It's very easy. Twitch will read a category, and we have to name 3 things in 5 seconds, and then hit the buzzer afterwards, but we have to do it in 5 seconds. I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
Ellen, name 3 activities that are best with a partner.
Oh, well, for sure sex. And then dancing and ping pong.
Ooh.
Did I make it?
Answer something.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Name 3 things that happened in Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I say pew, pew, pew.
Nice.
Oh, you have time left.
Do I get, does that roll
Pew,
over?
pew, pew.
Okay, Ellen, give us 3 ways to make money really, really fast.
Oh, you steal things and you sell drugs and you are a hooker.
Teachable moment on Ellen.
Hi, kids.
Okay, Laura, give us 3 ways to lose money really, really fast.
Believing the wrong people, too many lottery tickets, and trusting the man.
Damn.
Sorry. Not any man.
Okay.
The man
The-
we're
the man.
dealing
Got it.
with. The man.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ellen, name 3 words to describe Laura.
Funny, smart, and sexy.
Aww.
All the time I had left.
Laura, 3 words to describe Ellen.
Amazing, goddess, animal activist, lover of all things, best friend, heart. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna keep talking. We all love her. Genius, incredible, brilliant actor, incredible friend, amazing style, interior designer.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi opens December 15th. We'll be right back. Laura Dern, everybody. Oh, I am so happy for you and all that's going on for you. You deserve all of it and more.
That's how I feel about your audience.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for everybody. This is amazing.
It's an amazing show. Everybody's very happy today.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that you're back and safe. You just literally got back into your house. You were evacuated.
I did, as many of us around the country are experiencing, and thank God I am in my house thanks to our amazing firefighters, not only in California, but all over.
Yep.
It's, this is a life story now we're dealing with climate change. So
Yep.
may we all support each other and be in community, and thanks to them.
Yeah,
we're
but
extraordinary.
your house is okay. You're good.
Everything's
Good.
okay.
And you're back in it.
Yeah.
And Halloween was happening. How did you enjoy Halloween anyway?
Halloween was happening. It was pretty fun. It was very entertaining, actually.
Yeah?
I never had to dress up because other people kind of did it and entertained me without me having to dress up in anything.
But people dressed as you.
This is what I learned.
Yeah. People
is
dressed as all the characters in Big Little Lies. So people were you and all the characters, really.
Which is incredible. It is
Yeah.
one of my favorite things, getting to work with this amazing group of women, that groups of women and men gathered on Halloween to find their own community and dress as all of us together.
Right.
Which is amazing.
You're on the cover of Town and Country. There's a quote from Big Little Lies. Your character says, "I will not be rich."
Yes.
That character is so fun.
I love that character so much. I do have to say, it is odd to me, in the good fortune of playing a lot of interesting characters, that it would be Renata that is in fact most relatable to many people. Because I've never had so many people come up and quote that line.
Yeah.
And they don't quote it saying, hey, I just want to say, when you said this one line, and blah, blah, I love that line, they come up often even like sort of screaming in my face, "I will not be rich." I'm like, okay, I guess we've all tapped into something together that we want to claim.
Yeah.
But I do think it's part of, I think what I loved certainly about Renata and people connected to is she will say everything she feels, and there is something delicious about getting to sort of live that out.
Yeah, for sure. And every character you're playing now, by the way, I mean, going back to Blue Velvet to Kanye West is wearing you on his shirt. Like, you've played some iconic characters that people relate to.
Yes, that is amazing.
Yeah.
For a whole other reason.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is thanks to the amazing designer Raf Simons, who paid homage to David Lynch in his work. But what he didn't know is he actually gave me a tiny bit of cred in my household of teenagers, and I'm really grateful. In fact, if any rapper comes on this show and you want to just hand them a shirt with my face on it, I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Because it's really working for me, guys. Every mother should somehow get this opportunity when their kids are like
Okay,
15.
name the rappers and I'll send them some shirts.
Okay, I like it.
Who do your kids like? Who are they into?
Well, Rocky. I mean, but
Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
Oh, A$AP Rocky. I'm like,
We're expecting a shirt soon from
Okay,
him, so
all right.
you can work on that.
okay, good. Then
Kendrick could wear a shirt. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
you wouldn't be mad if Kendrick Lamar.
No,
Okay.
I'm not, I wouldn't be mad.
We'll just, you know.
It is a David Lynch homage. I'm not saying it, but there is a slight self-serving aspect to this.
Sure, I
Because I'm
understand.
just not yelled at all the way to school.
Yeah.
You know, there's
It's-
like a break in it.
It sounds horrible to have children. I mean, it really does.
It's interesting.
It sounds horrible because
No,
I mean,
it's God's gift,
What do
Ellen.
you have to be a cool mom? You're Laura Dern, and I mean, how cool is this that you're going to be in Jurassic Park again? They're remaking. That's cool.
It's cool. It's, you know, I mean, I needed this.
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
appreciative of you guys feeling it's cool. It's going to be amazing. I'm
Yeah.
very excited to see dinosaurs yet again.
Yes, but really everything you're doing. So Marriage Story, we showed a little bit of that, which is really, really good, and you're so good in it. Did you just win an award or something?
I did.
Yeah,
very
congratulations.
generously, and people are loving the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing film written and directed by Noah Baumbach, and it's really a love story that deals with divorce. I don't know how he did it, but he did it beautifully, and I then, of course, play the divorce attorney who changes the course of
You seem
their
like
path.
somebody that I know. That divorce attorney seems familiar.
Might be. There were a few very inspiring divorce
I bet.
lawyers who were very generous and
Yeah.
let us, you know, mine their experience and their business. But it is a very fractured business,
Yeah.
and people can lose their kids' college education very quickly instead of just trying to figure it out themselves.
Yeah, it really is interesting because you just see this couple that, you know, without giving too much away, that want to just work it out between themselves, and then it just gets so nasty and just so it just breaks your heart because these two people didn't hate each other like that.
No, and they love their kid, and you find
Yeah.
yourself rooting for each of them and sort of despising them even at moments. It's just beautifully narrated by
Yeah.
Noah, and Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson
Yes.
play the couple, and they're amazing.
Yeah,
The
it's
whole
great.
cast.
It's great. And now we'll take a break, and then we'll talk about another movie, Little Women, that you're also in, that's getting Oscar buzz, and it's fantastic. I'm so happy
excited.
for you. We'll be back.
I love that movie.
I love Saoirse. I love her so much.
Oh, she's so amazing.
That's Laura Dern, and that's from Little Women, and Saoirse was here not too long ago. She is just lovely.
She's so amazing. I mean, it's the most amazing cast. I just have to say, I spent my year getting to work with my friends, my family, leaving Big Little Lies, did this Noah Baumbach movie, then went to do Little Women, and Noah and Greta Gerwig, who made Little Women, are partners in real life.
Right.
So it just was this continuous year of creating together and retelling the story of Little Women in the way Greta does, which is very revolutionary and very connected, I think, to the origins of Louisa May Alcott. And we've seen beautiful versions before, but this is very radical and quite beautiful, and the acting
And good
is
timing.
amazing and great timing.
Yes. And you worked with Meryl again.
I mean, it's like we'd worked together already. Meryl.
All right.
Don't keep following.
You don't need to be in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
I said you were my hero. In fact, I saw her last night and introduced she and my mother, and they had never met. My
Really?
mom is a beautiful actor, and so they're both my heroes. And watching them, you know, talk
They
together.
have
was
never
amazing.
met.
No, so
That's
that was really
amazing.
special. And Meryl's amazing. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous to turn your head and see Meryl Streep. Well, it was also ridiculous to turn my head and see Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
We acted together. It's true. It's true. Iconic best memories. Have to say it every time I'm here.
So who will you take? Because you're going to be going to the Oscars for sure, somehow, some way. Who's going to go with you?
I'm going somehow, some way.
Now, one of these things
You
is
and I
gonna-
could go together and we'll just
Yeah.
break our way in if they don't let us in. Well, again, trying to be a mother that's keeping things comfortable, I better not discuss that right now.
Oh.
If I only have a +1 and
Oh, because it's just one
couple
kid?
kids.
Yeah, well, it's whoever's nicer to you.
Exactly.
I mean, right?
I should start that now.
Yes.
Sort of like coal in the stocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Because, I mean, that's the only power you have as a mother is holding the Oscars over there. And not too many people have
Yeah,
that.
it's true.
But you have it. You
It's
say,
true.
I'll take you to the Oscars if you're...
Yeah.
But do they care about the Oscars?
Probably not.
Okay, all right. Well, Marriage Story is in select theaters now and will be available on Netflix December 6th. Little Women opens everywhere Christmas Day. And that is the amazing Laura Dern, everybody. We look like we left the house together.
Yes, we did. We did all of this on purpose.
Hi, Laura.
I'm so excited to be here with all of you.
We're happy to have you here with us. I love you very much. You know that. The last time you were here, you had not won an Academy Award. Since I've seen you, you have won an Academy Award.
True. That was a very lovely, amazing experience.
Yeah. And then, so the whole family was there. Your mom was there. Your kids were there.
Yeah, and I went the first time to the Academy Awards when my mom was nominated as a 7-year-old. So to be back there with my mother and with my children was really moving and really, really special.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure. And your son is now, which is crazy.
Crazy.
20 years old.
Yeah, graduated during the global pandemic, so we didn't get to catch up on all the things that have happened to all our lives. But he graduated, he's doing amazing, making incredible music now, and my daughter is 17.
God, that is crazy. So where did you go? Because I saw that you jumped in the ocean for him for his 20th birthday. That's a big birthday present, to jump in the ocean.
Yes, it was in the North Sea in England, and it's the coldest experience I have had. Ever.
Do you like getting it? Some people do that because it's a good thing to do for your body. Do you
Yes.
like doing that, or you did?
I've heard it's very good for you. I'm from Santa Monica, California. So when it's like 72 degrees, I'm grabbing a sweater, maybe even a parka. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So it was completely a ritual. I was so thrilled. I threw myself in because he loves the ocean and he wanted to be there and he loves to surf. And this was gonna be my act of bravery for him because he makes fun of me. And it was amazing. And then I got out of the water and I'd forgotten a towel. Or really how I was gonna get back to my friend's home or transportation. So I subsequently have never been so cold in my entire life, but it was totally worth it.
What did you do? You had no towel. What did you do?
I ended up just being freezing and wet and getting a ride from a friend to someone else's house in the English countryside, and it was an amazing experience.
Wow.
But I kind of don't mind
Yeah.
Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Either.
Think it through next time. You
Yeah.
do the Wim Hof method. And your daughter is looking to get into this business, which I think is incredible because it'll be, how many generations will that be? Because
Yeah, third generation actor, and for my son, third generation musician, because Ben Harper, their dad's parents are musicians. So there is something very moving about it. And I mean, Jaya's 17. I started very young at 11, but I'm so happy that she's waiting and wants to go to school, but really knows in her heart she wants to act. And maybe if she does, we'll end up having the privilege of working together one day.
But why is she waiting? I mean, you were 11 when you started, so are you making her wait or she wants to wait?
There's a TV on right now. We can talk about it
Okay,
later.
you don't want her to see this.
Actually,
You just said you started at 11. I didn't out you. You outed yourself.
But she does often say, "You didn't wait," and yeah, I basically make her wait.
Oh, you're making her wait.
Yeah.
Do you wish they would have made you wait?
In a way, I forced them, and I lied, and I pushed, and I lied about my age, and
To
I
your
said I was
parents?
older, to everybody. I told my parents I was 15. They were very busy. They
I
didn't
see.
remember. But I just kind of kept pushing. But I also saw the consequences of not being in school. Just
having
doing my thing.
a childhood. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what she should do.
Yes,
You're right
exactly.
to make her wait.
Yeah.
So tell us about this. I mean, what can you tell us? Because we don't know anything about this except that it's kind of everyone, right? It's the reunion,
Everyone.
and it's everyone who's ever been in the Jurassic world.
Yes, literally, and every dinosaur, and maybe more. There are dinosaurs. Is that a spoiler? Hopefully.
I did not know. I did not know that. Now I don't want to see it.
There will be dinosaurs.
All right.
But it was incredible. I mean, it was incredible to be back with Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum, the three of us from the original film, with the Jurassic World cast. And particularly amazing and intimate that we ended up living together because we were the first film back during the pandemic. So we quarantined together in the countryside and
where was it?
Property in England, outside of London, near Pinewood Studios, and it was 5 months of a family.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
It was radical, actually.
I would imagine that it's different from the first one as far as technology.
Very different. And what's incredible is people ask me often, you know, when you made the first film, what was it like being in a blockbuster? We were making this pioneered experiment of Steven Spielberg with ILM, who came together with Stan Winston, who built these incredible animatronics. But ILM designed computer-generated imagery that we hadn't seen in a movie before. So we had no idea what they were doing. I mean, we were staring at a X on a piece of paper in a tree. And
Right.
I remember on the first day having no idea what it would look like, except that Steven had this dream to bring dinosaurs back for all of us to witness. We had to look at the sound of a roar for the first time, the cast. It's one of the opening scenes of the movie. And they said action. And just as we're supposed to respond to the dinosaur, everyone looked a different way because there was no sound. So we said, Steven, can you please help us? We have to be able to look at the same time. He was like, oh, yeah, I've got this. Action. And over a megaphone, Steven goes, roar! And we were like, this is gonna be a disaster. So this time we knew the dinosaurs will probably look real, and there were even sounds. I was like, there's a real sound of a dinosaur someone's playing for us. So it was amazing. But
Are they
incredible.
able to reenact what a dinosaur would have sounded like now? They probably would be able to do that now.
Yes, and it's radical hearing all the different animal sounds they've used to sort of create this one terrifying, sometimes adorable.
But scary.
Yeah.
All
always
right.
Scary.
I can't wait. All right, more with Laura after this. We are back with Laura Dern. Laura Dern? Did I call you Dern?
Yes. Well, we have our
That's what
secret
I call
names.
her.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that. That's our secret word. Dern. Next month is the 25th anniversary of the coming out episode that we were on together, and. And, you know, that was a pivotal moment, obviously, in my life, in my career, and everything. And for you to have been a part of that, and then now for you to be a part of this ending of this chapter of my life is big. So, you know, as I said in the introduction, you're a very special person to me. So thank you for being a part of that chapter, and thank you for being a part of this chapter.
I'm profoundly moved to have been part of that origin story of you being your authentic self for all of us, and the closure of that chapter, while then you've given us these incredible 19 years. And I mean, I want to take this time to say, how do you feel? How do you feel at the closure of this time with us on this show?
I feel really emotional. I feel like some days are easier than other days. Some days I just cry, and I'm gonna miss it. It's just, as you know, as it keeps getting closer and closer. We only have 5 more weeks of taping, so we're all feeling it. We're all getting. Twitch and I are. Even Twitch is crying. Like we're all taking turns crying, and. It's emotional. This was big. This was 19 years of me being able to bring a lot of joy to a lot of people, and there is nothing like knowing that, to have a feeling that you've made people happy, that you've given love and joy on this scale.
I mean, can we just... I'm going to get emotional asking this, but can't we all agree on some kind of shared ritual that we're going to do every day at 3? I mean, what are you going to be doing? And can we just copy that?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I honestly, people ask me what I'm going to do. I'm taking some time to really reflect on what the next thing is. I mean, I started in stand-up because I love making people laugh and I love making people happy, and then it turned into a sitcom, and then it turned into this talk show, and it'll be some form of that. I don't know what form it's going to take. I didn't know this was going to happen when this started. So, but like I said, I love what this show has been. I am proud of this show, and I think everyone who works here is proud to have been a part of something that hadn't happened in daytime before. Music became a giant part of this. Helping people has become a giant part of this. So
Well, I would just add, I think I can speak for all of us and everyone watching who has fallen so in love with you over these 19 years and previous, like myself. We knew what we were experiencing together for the coming out episode and what it meant and the cultural shift that it made. And I'm going to get emotional because I get to be here in these last weeks with you all. But I hope you're able to take in what in these last 19 years it has meant to be in America's living room every day, and the profound cultural shift you have yet again made by allowing the world to get to love the authentic, true you with the subtleties of sharing what you and your wife did for dinner last night. There is a profound paradigm shift. So I am here to witness yet again another profound paradigm shift, and thank you. And I hope you take that in, because we're so blessed by that.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. You just made me take it in, so I take it in. Thank you so much. Now I have to plug your movie. Jurassic World Dominion is in theaters June 10th. I love you so much, and thanks for that.